So, a few things really quick, people of God. God has me doing a study right now on his prophets and prophecy and the gifts that he gave them and the amount of time that it took some of their prophecies to come to pass. And what God was saying to me was be very careful, be very slow to speak and quick to listen by the Spirit. When you hear a prophetic word, be very slow to judge the prophetic word or the person giving it, because he does promise to use who he chooses. He said, in those days, I'll pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters will prophesy. So even if you don't like the person, the way they look or the way they talk or the way they deliver the message, just be sure that you don't blaspheme the Holy Spirit and say this is not what they're saying is not of God. Because a lot of people are blaspheming the Holy Spirit and don't even know it because of what the person looks like or the person's delivery. And so what comes out of the person's mouth, you're saying, oh, that's not God. When in fact, it is the Spirit of the living God. And now you've blasphemed the Holy Spirit and you're in trouble with God. All because you were quick to speak and slow to listen. So God was sharing with me that it took 490 years, and I had to do some research on this, for Daniel's prophecies to come to pass. That's wild to me. Do you know how many people were probably calling Daniel a false prophet? John the Revelator had visions that still have not come to pass. Still. The man was having visions. And another thing, God spoke to each of them differently. He didn't speak to John the same way he spoke to Isaiah. He didn't speak to Ezekiel the same way he spoke to Jeremiah. Some of his prophets he would just give visions to. Some of them he just gave dreams to. Some of them he actually spoke face to face with about things to come. So don't put God in a box if you are the one that God is speaking through. And also, if God is giving somebody words, be careful that you're not speaking against them because they keep having visions or God keeps giving them a dream. Oh, here they come with another dream. Do you know that Prophet Ezekiel prophesied for 22 years to them people? Do you know how tired they were of God? Because they weren't tired of Ezekiel. They might have thought that in their head. But do you know for 22 years they was sick of God? Sick of hearing him judge them and tell them what was going on. But God don't never speak for no reason. So something had to be wrong. We got to get it right. If God is saying the same thing this year that he was saying 5 years ago, we need to change something, people of God. We can't keep blaming the prophet, the one that God sends. And we need to use discernment for such a time as this, that we don't receive every word, but